And that's why I'm never going to have Japanese street food ever again.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I think that's a really good point.
No, I
That'd
want
be
to
the reason why I went back and had it again.
Maybe if you go to Japan next time, you will.
So listen, this has been the okay, how did this start? This is recent in the past week, but we have let's see, where did it start? We were watching videos of people going to Japanese vending machine food court kind of things, and it's just point of view camera. It's quiet. You can just hear the environment. It's not somebody talking, and they just go to every machine and choose different things out of these. And it's insane what you can get out of these machines, right? So we got hooked on that for a while, and then now we moved on to Japanese street food, and all the things they're cooking, and it's so fascinating and amazing, and it makes me feel. I told my wife, I was like, I don't know, man. I kind of just feel like if we just had a griddle, I feel like if we just kind of got half lit and went to the grocery store, and we just decided to get the most random stuff from the world market over here, and then I don't know, like that looks like kind of the orange thing, or whatever. I don't even know what half the stuff is.
Yeah.
But I feel like we could do that.
I want to be there for that meal to make sure to tell you that, guess what? It's really not as easy as they make it look.
Not
It's
only
probably
that,
recipes that have been passed down for 500 years.
yeah. Not only that, but it's once we started arguing about who would be doing the cleanup, it all just fizzled from there.
Yeah. The cleanup on a lot of different levels, I think, is what you're referring to.
Because the thing is if I get in, like when I'm in she's a clean as you go, I am a chaos. I have to have. It actually messes me up to have things be getting picked up behind me. I need.
Terry and I and you and Katie are complete opposites. I'm the clean as you go, and Terry's the massive mess maker.
Oh yeah.
I'm the only one that cooks, so. Yeah.
What are you cooking lately, Ted?
Either there's a mess in the house or in the kitchen, or she's there and she's following me and picking up everything like half an inch behind. Like I sit down and it's gone.
Yeah,
I was gonna use that spoon,
right?
But not anymore.
Yeah.
Isn't it fun you get really strategic with the the dangling the knife off of the edge of the counter? It's like
into the sink. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about to jump. It's just like it had butter on it, and
just leave it. I'm coming back to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show our audience who is viewing from YouTube. This is the brand tonight. This is 13th Colony, distilled in Americus, Georgia. It is a rye whiskey, and it is quite delicious. Ted is still working on a spotted cow, and Brian's hitting the hard stuff with a Gatorade.
No, a Gatorade bottle.
Oh, Gatorade.
It's moonshine.
Exactly.
Orange moonshine.
Some little white lightning. All right.
Shall we?
Oh, well, yeah, we got to do a podcast.
Yeah. Okay, we are recording. I guess we're in video mode this week.
Okay.
Oh, local.
Yeah.
Let me check mine real quick.
No, it's on. It's just it's stuck on video mode, so which is fine.
Nice.
It's just our backup anyway. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Welcome to the Midlife Pilot Podcast. What is it like to become a pilot in midlife? The challenges are unique, but so are the rewards. Hosts Ben, Brian, and Ted talk learning to fly, growing as pilots, and the joy of flying to destinations. The purpose of the podcast is not to teach, but to share knowledge and experiences. You definitely should not take any advice too seriously from an aviation podcast that uses terms like icing on the vegetables. Okay, checklists are complete. Let's get the show started.
Hello and welcome to episode 166 of the Midlife Pilot Podcast, where we share the experiences and challenges of flying in midlife. This episode is going to be an information whiskey. We're just going to hang out. You know, we started the year with a 3-episode series featuring the ultimate guide to becoming a midlife pilot. Then we had a legendary marathon episode with our friend, Professor Paul Craig. And so today we're just going to kick back with you guys, catch up on some feedback, and try to have a good time. My name is Ben. I am a pilot based in the Atlanta metro area. Joining me tonight, as always, the handsome fellow below me, if you're watching on YouTube, he's in Nashville working on his instrument rating. It's our friend Brian Siskin. Good evening.
Good evening, and well done on the intro. That was really strong. That was probably top 10 intro. Top 5.
Wow. I mean, I appreciate that.
Really good, man.
Maybe she's just...
That's why we got you in here. I was revisiting recently the episode 40. Did you guys see where I put that in our little communication thread?
Thank you for bringing up such a wonderful memory.
My gosh.
Yeah, I poured one out for Josh M. Yeah. Our buddy Josh.
Yeah, that was... I'd forgotten about how awful that was for you, Ben. It was so funny because I had forgotten how many times your microphone didn't really work.
Yeah.
And then you went... kicked out, back in, kicked out, back in, kicked out. I mean, it went on for 5 to 8 minutes of
your
debut was the worst.
I went to a lot of therapy about that, and now I just got it behind me, and now you just brought it back up. But
it's great. And the audio does not tell the story. You got to go to our YouTube channel and go back. We have a whole list of live replay videos that you can see, and to see your face. Oh man, I was laughing so hard. I felt so bad. I felt bad rewatching it, but 126 episodes later, look at you now, man.
Finally got it right. We'll have a little whiskey before each episode. Make sure we get it right. And,
well done.
Thank you. Also joining us tonight, our friend in Portland, Oregon. He is he's present. That's what can I say? That's his title tonight.
You're really reaching there. You're like,
I know. It's our sport pilot extraordinaire is what the words that I was looking for and just couldn't find. It's our friend Ted. Hello, sir.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Really glad to have you. We got a lot of folks in the chat tonight. We got Rich, Mr. Easy G, saw Mr. Ballard. We got Arrow Grizzly and just a bunch of folks. It's so cool. Let's see. What was that Wendell Geek said?
Oh, I was pulling up the other one. It was funny. Yeah. But Wendell Geek said, quote, "I felt bad watching it," end quote, ... while laughing. Yeah, yes. You felt real bad about it, didn't you?
So bad that he was laughing. Seriously, if you go to our YouTube page, which, if I'm not mistaken, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, is youtube.com/@midlifepilotpodcast. And go look up episode 40. It is a fine piece of work, if I do say so myself.
Yeah. And you mentioned therapy. So as Grizzly reminds us, hello, FAA, who is now listening, because they just have like a keyword search across the whole internet on that. Yep. So
FAA is partnered with Palantir.
Exactly.
Flint is messaging us in the chat saying he's currently flying Starlink for the win.
Okay. That's the first, I think. We've had somebody listening to us in the air.
Yeah.
That wasn't on a commercial airline.
Yeah.
Very cool. So we're going to kick back tonight. I do have a fun story about recent flying adventure for me. Would y'all mind if I went first while Ted crack opens another beer?
Yeah, do it.
All right. So I had asked like 3 people to go do a night cross country. I was just going to pop over to Birmingham because I love their FBO so much and just come back. I'm building up night hours. And so pre-flight the plane, everything looks fantastic. There's about 3 airplanes in a pattern, doing their night landings. There's a couple of schools at our airport. And I'm taxiing down, and I hear the controller. And by the way, the controller that's working that night is probably my favorite controller of any airspace anywhere. He's just such a great guy, and he does an amazing job. Shout out to Miles. And I hear him say, aircraft in the downwind, traffic on finals in MD-88. So McCollum is a Class Delta airport, and it's a 6,000-foot runway. So we don't get a lot of these big airplanes. MD-88 is pretty big for us. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. So I'm taxiing down, and just as it's touching down, and this is coincidental, I feel like I hit a little bump in the taxiway, and then all of a sudden my rudder pedals started shaking violently, which only means one thing. We got a flat tire on the nose.
Oh, yeah.
So as I'm about to key up, the MD-88 went all the way to the end of the runway and was taxiing off, and he came on frequency, and he said, tower, whatever their call sign was, we're stuck. And when I heard we're stuck, I thought he meant we came off the edge of the runway. And I'm thinking to myself at that very moment, I'm going to be here till 4 o'clock in the morning because they're going to go out there and take care of that MD-88 before they come down here and haul me back. So as soon as he said that, they had a couple of back and forths, and I said, tower, I'm sorry. I'm going to add to your frustration, but I got a flat tire sitting here on Alpha, right short of the Alpha 6. And he's like, okay, we'll get somebody down there. He said, leave your engine running so we can continue to talk. Well, fortunately, the MD-88 had just turned onto a taxiway, and he wasn't sure where the biggest entrance was to get to the ramp he was trying to get to. Yeah. So they sent out a follow-me car to him, and he wasn't stuck at all. He just was stuck in that he didn't know which way to go. So, so the airport manager, actually, the FBO was tied up with that MD-88. The FBO manager comes putting down in this electric tow, the electric glides that will scoop up your tire and lift it up to get you out of there. It had like 8% charge left. So
this is the beast, like you're going to need that.
Yeah. It's, and I'm looking down. I mean, it's 6,000 foot runway. He was almost a mile away from me. And it was just like one of those scenes from the movies where you see his little headlight coming down and it's going to be another 30 minutes before he actually gets to where you are. So we finally got it. He did a great job. Shout out to Wes. He runs does such a good job at the airport there. But got a new top tire, or actually a new tube, and the plane's back in service. But I really thought that I was going to be there till like 3 o'clock in the morning.
I thought you were going to say, because I was trying to remember being at the airport, but I thought you were going to say that there's only taxiways on one side and you were competing. And I looked it up, and they're on both sides. But that's what I was imagining was, great, you're on the only taxiway and he's stuck. Yeah.
There's 3 or 4 entrances to the ramp, but one of them is very, very wide. And so he wasn't, which would have been able to handle the MD-88. So that was kind of the confusion there, because he was going to try to go up to the west side ramp, and it's just not wide enough to handle that airplane. So So a lot of fun at the airport. Got back home at about the same time I would have had I actually made the flight. So,
successful nose wheel landing.
Yeah, and again, I'm thankful that the flat happened at McCollum and not in Birmingham.
Yeah.
So, but I do think I'm going to go back or try it again tomorrow night. We'll see.
Do you think that your plane being out in these temperatures and everything else had anything to do with that?
We suspect that there could have been. Yes, we decided that we both need to be more diligent about, in the wintertime ops especially, to check pressures every single time we fly. Even if you get out and get refueled and get back in, check the tire pressures every single time. Because maybe a little lower tire pressure caused a pinch in the tube or something like that. Mm-hmm. We usually check it every other time or every third time. We do a visual inspection to make sure it looks okay, but we need to make sure those pressures are up.
They can slip on the rim, and so they'll basically just rip the valve off, and so you go instant flat with it. So,
which I think is exactly what happened, Ted.
Yeah.
I think that's
I'm just that's I know that from low pressure causes that specific issue. So
yeah.
Well,
so
your plane survived a lot of cold.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. So she's back in service. We're going to go play with her tomorrow. So, what about you, Mr. Siskin? What have you been up to?
Yeah.
Well, Nashville's been a little interesting lately. There are let's see, the storm we had was more or less 8 days ago or so. There are still people without power.
Oh,
I even today was taking some things to the UPS store, and they're running on a generator. I mean, it's still chaos. So it's been a really rough week for a lot of people here, just surviving, because it's been so incredibly cold, and the ice was not something that was. There's just no way to prepare for the scale of what happened, and people are very upset with the power company, and all these things, and people believe that the mayor controls the power company. Just all these. It's like,
yeah.
it's just so everybody's just been on edge, and and it's been rough. I mean, there's a lot of people I know that, because the system will send them a text and say your power has been, they're staying at another person's house, a friend or something, and they get a text saying your power has been restored, and so they are very excited. They go back to their house, and what's been happening is either they get there and the power's not been restored, or it appears to have been restored. They go, yes, we verified it's restored. They go back, get all their stuff, and then come back and it's off again. So it's been a lot of those kind of things. I heard stories of, one side of the street, people still have power, and then the other people's power is out. They have a live wire hanging over their house and they can't leave, and nobody's coming to help. So anyway, it's been a very interesting week here. All that to be said, we got the plane to the shop right before all of this was to hit, knowing that we were going to be due for our appointment was on Tuesday to get started with the things that we're getting done with the plane, which includes shoulder harnesses.
Yay! Crowd noise.
Yeah, right. The best marketing ever was when the person who said that they would put them in for us at cost, who's a really big safety advocate and obviously a mensch, kind person, he said, it's cheaper. I understand that seatbelts themselves are expensive, which it's kind of crazy how expensive they are. They didn't used to be this way even a few years ago, but they've gotten very expensive. But he said it's still cheaper than facial reconstructive surgery. So that was good. We did that, and turn coordinators getting replaced. So so the plane's in the shop. I've just been studying, and I am very interested in getting this check ride over with. While instrument is just all the thrills, I'm very interested in moving from the check ride or the rote knowledge, or all of the other aspects of it. I'm ready to just get my ticket and get out into the real world so that I can actually be in the real world. I was talking to you guys beforehand about how divorced a lot of instrument training is from the actualities of instrument flying, and Ben, you can attest to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a little bit.
But yeah, so that's what I've been doing, and
Nice.
and losing my mind, and so but I've got you guys.
You have us.
For your support.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit on our friend Mike Alphagall's comment, because I completely agree with this. Mitch, midlife gripe, the kids don't use Yiddish in their day-to-day, and that is a problem. But I will challenge you, Mike Alphagall, and everybody, it's up to us to impart this Yiddish terminology to them.
Yes.
So don't get fakakta about it, okay? So I don't know if you guys have heard this, but in March, we're going to have a fly-in.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
What?
You might need to book a ticket, young Tedder, or find some means of transportation down there. The Midlife Pilot Podcast spring event will be at Thaden Invasion in Bentonville, Arkansas. That's Victor Bravo Tango for those keeping track. March 13th through the 15th. What can we say about the response, Brian? It's just
We are 6 weeks out. The response has been incredible. We definitely can say that we have been talking a lot with the airport and working all this stuff out. Feel free to come no matter what, because even if for some reason Theta is full up, there are so many great options within just a couple of minutes.
Oh yeah.
Rogers, and even a backcountry strip you can go to that's 3 miles away with a clubhouse. You can camp, you can do whatever you want. So there's something for everybody, and we are closer to formally announcing. How about this? We'll just say it this way. We are reasonably confident that there is going to be a wings qualifying event as part of this event, and we will leave it at that. But what do you think, Ted?
There's a possibility that there are going to be 2 wings qualifying events in the same day for this.
So
That's how great this thing's coming along, which is amazing. So this is great.
We're on the brink of legitimacy.
Yeah. Yeah.
just got to get our name in the NOTAM, and then we'll be done. I mean,
I know that's really the goal.
Yeah.
The other thing is about. By the way, anybody that's not familiar with the Wings Proficiency Program, we will put the link in the show notes. But it's an incredible set of events and seminars and in-person things and remote things, and there's a lot you can do to continue your knowledge in very focused, valuable doses in the way that Wings breaks these things down. And I could be wrong, but isn't there maybe some value even for necessarily insurance, maybe, or some other things? I mean, I think that it doesn't hurt anything, right?
I get a discount on my insurance for it. I think it's like 5%. And I understand that if you have things like runway incursions, that showing you've been on top of your knowledge is helpful. So
it's just good karma. I mean, let's just get right to it. It's just you get your Wings credits. It's just good karma. Good things will happen to you.
I've been getting the emails about your credits are expiring, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Because I take enough of them that I don't really care, right? There's always like a few credits in there for courses. Yeah.
And I'm behind on my Wings credits, but I did set that as a goal this year, is just to pick up a couple extra.
Well, if you show up to the fly-in, Ben, then you're back on track.
You know what? That's it. I'm going. It's for sure. It's done deal. Telling Terry to pack a bag. We're heading that way. A couple of things we want to remind everybody. We are not guaranteeing parking, as Brian alluded to earlier. There are going to be normal airport operations at VBT. It's going to be first come, first serve. And as he mentioned, we've got 2 other airports. Do not call the airport directly about parking. Our friend Lewis, who is in Discord, is our parking person. I'm reluctant to call him a parking czar, but that's kind of what he is, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you want to join us and you want further communications, we need you to join our Discord channel, 2026 Thaden Invasion. Send us an email. If you're not a Patreon member, you can send us an email at midlifepilotpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll send you a link. And you can also check the website, the aforementioned website, midlifepilotpodcast.com, and we'll keep that thing updated. And Plane Pool, if you can.
We have a form up again, by the way.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
RSVP form.
So we've done a recent update to the information about the event on our website, and we have also put a new form. The form is important because it basically dumps the information straight into a spreadsheet that we have shared with the folks at Legends. So we all have a mutual view of who's coming, what their airplane is, because they want to make sure they're not accidentally towing people to the wrong side of the field or various things. So anyway, there'll be more to come on this, but the whole thing is just come, and you don't have to have an airplane to come. You can there's a great airport that you can fly commercial into and come and just have a good time. You can drive. You can paraglide.
Horseback.
Horseback.
Listen,
Nice.
yeah.
You can mountain bike there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing the RSVP form is good for is that we'll send out emails. We've already done that, but we tend to send out update emails to there. So in case somebody's behind on the podcast or wants links you can click on because it's hard to click on the podcast itself, then those are in your email.
Yeah. And if all this sounds complex, just go to the website.
Just do the website. Lewis will have to confirm, but are we doing valet for the planes?
Lewis is getting checked out in a lot of different aircraft right now.
I'm just thinking of some like pimply faced 17-year-old like that you throw the keys to, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, right.
This is not gonna. Yeah.
They don't even know how to drive a stick.
They don't even know what that is.
That's why I don't valet, by the way. I don't valet I trust zero people under the age of 50, basically, with a manual transmission. Here we are. Grumpy old man stuff.
My spouse has the story of being with her ex and basically handing the screwdriver over to valet. Because when you're in a Honda of a certain year that has a mismatched hood, it's not a surprise that you use a screwdriver. That's a power move. I mean, there's something to be said for that. Yeah.
Well,
very cool. Brian, why don't we get the belly scrub going?
Real quick, you can join our Patreon community for Discord access and lots of exclusive content. We got some really interesting things coming, and the only way you can know about it is to be a part of it. 10% supports Freedom Aviation Network's anti-human trafficking efforts, and for everything Midlife Pilot podcast, feedback, merch, and more, visit midlifepilotpodcast.com. And by the way, yes, we had our first merch kerfuffle situation. We had apparently an in-op vacuum system created the last shirt that went out, and it got printed, let's just say, askew.
Askew. And our friend Rich is in the chat, who is the one that received the in-op shirt.
Yeah.
And
so
to be clear, the picture he sent, it was really hard to tell if the shirt was askew or what was going on. It was like, could you have sent a worse picture of this? But yeah.
Right. Well,
a replacement's in the mail already. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. The shirt was the I flew all day and landed at the same airport shirt, which is a favorite. And we have the one that we created with Paul.
Abnormally hard landings, is that right?
No. Abnormal contact with the ground.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah. Which I think is nice because it works if you're not flying and you're just walking around. That in itself is abnormal contact with the ground, much less when you are flying. It's another whole thing altogether. So anyway, midlifepilotpodcast.com.
Very good. Ted, how about we've gotten quite a few Patreon members this week.
Yeah, let's go through some of that. So I want to thank our new Patreons. At the Hershey Bar level, we have Derek F. and we have Don R., who's the C-182 Tango driver. Love that Tango. And we've got Timo R., that's Flying Finn. At the Beast Stole Kit level, we have Enrique, who is Sir Rust Sphere, but there's no H in it, so I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Rust Sphere.
I did check
and that's also hard to say. So, and at Caps Available, we have Eric P. So, Eric, thanks for joining us.
Caps Available is the pinnacle.
And we have a lot of accomplishments, which is great. It makes me feel like it's spring when we start seeing a lot of things happening. I want to highlight a few of those. Alpha Echo Golf got their glider add-on.
Yeah.
Matthew L. passed his glider written. Engineer of Sorts got his tailwheel endorsement. He has high hours, and he's like, I finally got it, so that's great.
Heck yeah.
Rescue Rat passed his check ride, which is awesome, and then had his first flight as a private pilot with his spouse and sent the pictures, and that's always great.
So cool.
And that was in Vegas. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because the next one is Chris H., who landed on Bravo 18, which is the Alton Bay ice runway.
Yes.
So it's like Vegas to the ice runway. Like, that's this time of year. That's a big change.
Bucket list runway.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boo Radley, one of our Australians, had their first flight with their daughter, and the quote is, "Most priceless moment was when my daughter's partner said from the backseat mid-flight, Boo Radley, I knew you were a pilot, but you really are a pilot. Yeah. It's like, you actually know how to fly this thing. Well, admittedly, she got in the plane and they're in the air at that point. So
Yeah.
yeah. And then Gary B had his solo cross country and got flight following for the first time. It's a great time to do it. Is that solo cross country?
Yes.
You've got somebody in your ear still, and yeah, solo cross countries, man. Yeah,
That's
really-
still, to me, I remember more about my first solo cross country than I do my first solo.
Yep.
I just remember, and maybe it took longer. But it just the details of it and the feeling when you land after coming back, and you're walking to your car going, "I just flew a plane 150 miles away, and I didn't break anything." Is just such an incredible feeling.
You have
And they
time
know
to
that I
actually.
yeah.
You have time to actually sit with yourself in
Yes.
the environment of the plane, finally doing what and you realize, oh, this is what it's actually all about. This is why I'm actually doing this, because you're solo. I remember trying to tell myself in my solo, take a moment and savor what's going on. And I remember distinctly turning my head away from on the downwind, turning my head away from the runway just for a second to take it in. And it was really a second. That's all, it took every bit of concentration to stay in the groove of what's going on. But then
And
finally,
then you were behind the plane.
right. Yeah, exactly. And then I was at the wrong airport.
Yeah.
No, but then the solo cross country was, I definitely have it's such a strange thing because you're flying along and you look over and there's nobody there and you're kind of looking around and you're trying to take it all in, but you're still met with that, not a panic, but just the urgency of the situation keeps crashing back upon you, where you're like, keep paying attention. Yes, you're in a plane by yourself. Yes, you're in a plane by yourself.
Stay present. Stay
Yes.
present. Stay present.
It's
There
so
is
great.
There is a thing about this solo cross country though, where and I mean, you get this when you're first going to other airports alone. Those I guess those still count as cross countries. We think of the long one, right? But of all those, when you're alone in the plane, you're like, I have a moment to breathe. What am I forgetting? This has not happened to me yet because I've had a CFI next to me. If there's a spare moment, he's quizzing me, or he's telling me, where would you land if the engine went out right now? Where would you land if the engine went out right now?
Yeah.
Where are you right now? Are you behind or ahead of schedule? And you get out on your own, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
what am I forgetting? This can't be right. This can't be the feeling of flying is nothing for 10 seconds.
There's no way it can be this relaxing.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Totally get it.
I didn't make it back to my home airport on my long cross country. I struggled a
think I've
lot
heard this.
with crosswinds on my when I was a baby pilot, and really struggled with them. And I came back into land, and it's famously a really tough field, and it's kind of set up crossways, and there's like a little front coming through, and so it was really kind of just blustery winds, and so I set up a couple of times, and no way was I going to land that. Short runway, completely crosswind. These unpredictable winds. So climb and circle and see if somebody's in the FBO, and sure enough, Betty, grandma basically is there, and she gets a CFI on the phone, and they're like, just go to the Delta that's 5 miles away. Well, I'm not signed off on a Delta, but that doesn't really matter. And there's an air show that weekend, so like the TFR had just ended within the last hour before that, and it's just, of course, all this stuff has to happen, right? Go land over there, and CFI Sam basically meets me there because it's closer to his house than the other airport is, and then he flies back down to the little airport with me. So it's one of those where,
Did you try clicking your PTT 5 times to turn the wind off?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like looking back on it, all I had to do was wait 15 minutes. It would have been completely different weather. But you don't think of that. You're like, I've got to get on the ground right now. Yeah. So
Yeah. It's hard to make those connections.
Yeah. And,
when you're
going
a
into the
baby.
Delta and basically, just asking for help. It's like a student pilot, like, tell me where to go when I land because there is everything's full, right? There's no taxiways, all that. So
You're like, I'm trying so hard to not be on Vass Aviation. Will you please?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Very
Wendy, that was on 02. That was on the north, which is the easier approach to land. But yeah, that was so things you don't forget.
Right.
So yeah.
Very cool.
That is cool.
We alluded to this earlier, and just to give everybody kind of a heads up, before the show started, we get on and we talk about a few things. And for some reason or another, Brian Siskin thinks that I'm this massive IFR expert. And he just starts asking me these questions and more questions. And I guess because I have an IFR rating, I'm supposed to know everything. And so we got into this discussion. And Brian, what did you call IFR?
I basically said it's bad. It's false advertising.
Right.
Instrument flying is marketed as being incredibly precise. There's an answer for everything. There's a procedure for everything. These things have been completely thought out, measured, vetted. All of this, it's procedural flying. You're going to love it. And then you get into it and you go, oh, this is interpretive dance. This is shadow boxing. This is not what I was told that it is. Yes, there are procedures and yes, there are starting points of things, but there are so many things as you dig into this that are, you're going to get a lot of different regulatory interpretations from different people. There's just a lot of interpretive dance, as I called it, and I think about holds are a great example. You study all this, you worry about the type of entry, you're getting tested on the correct entries and coming from this angle. Is it a direct or is it a parallel or teardrop and all this?
Was I 29 or 31 degrees? Because that completely changes how I
Right.
enter this.
Yeah, exactly. and then you realize, oh, ATC does not care at all. They don't care. And I don't know. You find out a lot of things like this as you kind of dig into it. The gulf between the academic rendition of these things as they are portrayed versus the actual IFR flying real world, there are some massive differences. I will say that real quick. I'll just say I didn't in private pilot training. It's kind of all relevant. There's not. I can't think of a whole lot. Maybe I'm sure there's some things, but generally speaking, in private, it's all kind of necessary. So, wait, what's the comment here?
Well, let me hit Grove SJ's comment. They say IFR is Simon Says.
I like that. Yeah.
And my question for you, Ben, though, is have you ever, or how many times, have you done a hold outside of training? And yeah,
I've held twice. One of them I requested the hold. Was doing an angel flight, picking up a patient down in Noonan, Georgia.
Noonan.
It is drawing a blank on the calls. But anyway, it was forecast was low IFR at 8, and then via IFR at like 10, and then VFR. It was clearing out. So I planned to get there 30 minutes after the weather was calling for it to be VFR. Coweta County, CCO, thank you. Because I always think keep calm, chive on is like the perfect airport for that to be at, CCO. And I got there and I shot an approach and I had to go missed. And it just wasn't clearing out. And so I asked ATC to put me in the published hold. And I wanted to be there for give it another 20 minutes. I held for 20 minutes. He cleared me. Still, it wasn't lifting. So I diverted to my alternate, which was Thomaston. And about 5 minutes after I landed, I called the airport manager at CCO. And, of course, it lifted right then and there. So I went back to pick up the patient. The second time was in going into Paulding, actually. And I was just – it was actual instrument conditions, but I was wanting to fly an approach. And somebody else was going in. And, you know, it's a non-towered airport, so one in, one out. And I had to wait for the guy to cancel. And I ended up doing, I entered the hold and then did one lap and then went in. It was as long as it took. So there's actually 2 actual cases that I actually did hold.
Did they put you in the hold, or did you ask for it in that case too?
No, they put me in the hold. They couldn't let me in because somebody was already on the approach.
Yeah.
So I got put in the hold. So the one I asked for it, the second one they did.
So one time, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the first time me putting in it was another purpose for the hold is to wait to see if the weather will clear out.
Yeah.
Well, somebody was making fun of me in the chat for being an IGI and an AGI. I will make fun of myself for being a sanctioned ground instructor because I think that's kind of, I think it's hilarious. I think I mentioned this in the chat this week where I just basically said that I find it completely hilarious that I can endorse people to take the written test and offer ground instruction for private, commercial, instrument for all these ratings I don't even have. I don't even have them yet.
Commercial or instrument, yeah.
Those who cannot do teach, right?
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
And before we started the podcast, I do, because when you're asking me these questions, I'm like, it is in the brain somewhere. Yeah. I just don't have the ability to recall it. Even some of the simple stuff, the NW craft, which I should have known, I did it. I feel like it should be like in high school back in the day. I don't know if they still do this. You're either on one of 2 tracks. You're on the trade school track or you're on the college track. And I think IFR needs to be the same. You're either going to be a CFII track where you get hammered and you memorize every little thing under the sun, or you do the trade school route, which is what I would do. And let's fly IFR. Let's do all real world stuff and not get into the nitty gritty.
So you're either a Wendell geek or you're a Ben.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing and fly it, or you fly it.
I am very proficient in flying VOR, ILS, RNAV, and working within the system, and I know what to expect. And that's all that I want to do.
You took the dirty jobs route to IFR.
Exactly.
That's
exactly how I like to think of it.
Yeah.
Well, so I'll just leave this question to the group, and you guys. I don't even want to say everybody's going to say that there's a clear answer for this, but I'll just posit something. I'll just put a question out there. You guys write us, yell about it in the chat, whatever.
Yes.
First of all, let me just preface this with circling approaches are hilarious and insane. I enjoy flying over airports at 400 feet.
Yeah.
I think it's fun, and I enjoy the challenge of not flying in the way that to fly the pattern tighter, lower, and you cannot follow any of your muscle memory for how you would fly a normal pattern. You've got to do a totally different dance. I love it. I think it's super fun. It feels completely illegal and probably should be in a lot of cases, but a lot of people use that as a basis for their minimums. It's, things need to be, I'm not going to, Part 135 is probably not going to be doing a lot of circling approaches, right? So,
actually, you might be surprised.
I don't know. So,
the Part 135s are going to be going to these smaller airports where you've only got maybe one instrument approach, and you're not allowed to land with an X number tailwind. So, yeah,
a lot of people has just SOPs or policies, but
right.
for probably insurance reasons. But anyway, the question is this. When you're flying a circling approach, and so now you are coming in the opposite runway, and you're coming into land, and there's a disabled aircraft on the runway, and you don't know how long it's going to be there. And you're going to go missed. Walk me through going missed on a circling approach. Version A, are you just, I can appreciate if there's just somebody on the runway and it's just momentary, an animal, you can go back around and do it again. Just basically fly a low pattern, right? But if you go missed, and I know it's situational and terrain and missed approach and this and that, but I've just heard so many different interpretive reasons and ways that people go missed on circling approaches, where if you've got to get back up, what is the DPE answer for that, versus what is the actual version of that versus the DPE answer for that? So anyway,
the other point I was going to make is I know what I would do in real world, but our friends over at Opposing Bases, they will often respond with, well, by the book, the aim says to do this, but in reality, to make life easy on everybody, this is what we would prefer to see happen. Yeah. In other words, don't go fly the published mist because you might have other people. Contact us and tell us your situation, and call up and say, I've gone missed. I was on the circling. Where do you want me? Yeah. So all of those things. And then, of course, we talked about this earlier. It's like, well, and then, so now, now you're lost comms. Oh, wait, now you're partial power. Your partial panel.
Lost. Yeah. You got partial power and partial panel and lost comms. And now you're going the wrong way.
And now you just stick your head between your knees and you kiss your ass goodbye. That's all you've got left to do.
Then you just see if there's the grandma at the airport that Ted's talking about that you can just call and say, hey.
Walk you through it, yeah. Wendell Geek pointed out there's a video from Flight Insight called Going Missed on a Circling Approach. So we'll have that in the show notes.
Awesome. Love the Flight Insight.
Really
we've got a bunch of feedback to get to. You guys want to try to blast through some of this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
You want to start it out or you want me to? You go first. It's a longer one.
All right. This is from our friend Wendy R. She says, hey guys, just wanted to share a fun flying exercise and some post-pod thoughts. Brian, after your mention of the Oscar pattern, I remembered CFI Sam gave me that, and also the quote, VOR flower exercise. Have fun. So she sent this, and it looks like so much fun.
You said that with a straight face until you did.
Yeah. By the way, CFI Sam is Northwest Aeronaut, who is a fantastic CFII, all things, great YouTube channel, great information, and corrector of what we say. So
I think he's actually a CFIII at this point, but
yeah. No, he's awesome. So when I flew this, it was more like the quote VOR flying spaghetti monster flower, but it was fun and I learned a lot. I've also been reflecting a lot on the icing conversation. I mentioned in my check ride debrief that at one point, Sam and I were picking up ice on a training cross-country flight. I asked for 3,000. ATC gave me 4, which was the low end of where the icing was expected. I remember feeling afraid when I saw the ice on the windscreen and the tires. I asked if it was an emergency, and Sam said, no, not yet, but it will be if you don't get us out of it. So I called ATC, told them we were picking up ice, and they gave us lower and thanked us for the PIREP. It was one of the most terrifying moments in my training. After hearing the recent conversations, I hope I didn't do a disservice to listeners to the check ride debrief by being mildly cavalier about it in that discussion. I think Sam wanted me to learn, since we were experiencing it, was that ice isn't always where you might expect it to be, and sometimes it's where you don't expect it to be. Also, how to identify it, how to get out of it, and that I would have to regulate my nervous system afterwards because I was a mess the rest of the time we were in IFR, which also featured snow inside the cabin. And at least a 4 on the washing machine turbulence scale, which is the limit of my personal minimums for washing machines.
Wow. It's a lot.
Anyway, suffice to say, I'm so grateful for the conversation. Y'all are keeping it so real and modeling growth in a most amazing way. Also, thanks for manifesting a gift card right out of the ether for me to buy for the 99s raffle. So that there's a lot of great things in there, Wendy. We appreciate you a lot. If you want to see a great check ride debrief in our Patreon, go check that out because it touches on a lot of things that most do not. And it's really, really interesting. Yes, we now have gift cards in our merch store because we were asked and we made one for Wendy and now there's a gift card. So as far as the teaching moment, that's really the art, I think, of being a good instructor. Is it's probably not dissimilar to parenting, right? Where you got to know where the edge is and you got to give them the opportunity to learn. But at the same time, this is no joke. This is ice and you got to get out of it. So obviously Sam had a pretty good sense of what was going on and was not concerned as long as there's an immediate response and fixing it. So really cool.
I think it's a great lesson too, but go ahead, Ted.
Yeah, I love the washing machine turbulence scale because if you've been in rough turbulence, that's a pretty good description of it. And yeah, having a minimum for that honestly makes a lot of sense. I don't know how you do that in advance because it's only when you're in it that you can kind of realize that. But I can also understand being like, we're getting out of this, we're turning around. So I think that's really good. And we'll have a link to the Flying 99s raffle in the show notes as well.
Yeah, if it's still I liked how Sam phrased it. We're not an emergency yet, but we will be if we stay here much longer. And I feel like that leaves a really strong imprint on me, just hearing that if you continue to do that. So we got another email from a listener, and I went back and did a little research. Our friend Mike D., and he's been with us for a really long time. I think he was really one of the original Patreon supporters. And I hadn't heard from him in a while, so when I saw this, man, I got really excited. So this is from Mike D. He said, "Hello, guys. I hope you are all staying warm. It's pretty frigid up here in the Northeast. I want to tell you how much I enjoy the podcast and all of the benefit you provide to us midlifers. I thought I'd drop a quick line to tell you I passed my instrument check ride this week at the ripe old age of 60, which is awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I chose to do an accelerated program called IFR 6 out of Charleston, South Carolina, which I believe our friend Wendell Geek used the exact same group. You can confirm that in the chat there, Geek. I felt this was, and I think this is a very important part of it, I felt this was the best route for my learning style, as well as to get me away from the distractions of normal life at home. So I flew my airplane to South Carolina, VFR, did an intensive and very well-organized 6-day course, took my check ride on the 7th day, and flew home with my IFR ticket. It's obviously very rewarding and a huge sense of accomplishment. Thanks again for all you guys do." Totally agree with you on that. And Mike, you'll have to let us know, did you file IFR on the whole way back home? So I'd be curious to know that.
And those schools, you have to have, it sounds, at a glance, it sounds like it's a lot, but you really do have to have a lot of things done ahead of time.
100%.
Yeah.
You've got to have all your boxes checked. And they're basically getting you check ride ready. And they're spending their time to do that. If you don't have your cross-country time or all the requirements. So Wendell Geek said, "I used an independent instructor who worked for IFR 6. I didn't use IFR 6 directly, but followed the same curriculum. And he emphasizes, loved the accelerated instrument path." So There you
Seeing him do that instrument and seeing a couple of you do the accelerated commercial, I really understand that. It was hard to understand before, but I think it's seeing your friends do it that it's easy to understand the value of it and what it can get you. And especially like Brian, you're sitting here talking about kind of all the BS that you have to do to pass it versus fly it. And being able to do all of that compressed, get it done, and then actually fly it makes sense to me. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Another aspect that I didn't realize until I did the accelerated multi is if you're going to be going down the career 2.0 path, I think it's a great idea to do accelerated programs because when you go get a type rating, that's all it is an accelerated program.
Wow.
And so you're really training your brain to absorb information at a quicker rate, if nothing else. So now they're not cheap. Yeah. There's, it may not be the cheapest way to go to get a rating, but it can be efficient. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. I didn't think about that with the with kind of the career route of it being that, which is go to flight safety and that's all you're doing, I guess, is accelerated.
That's right. So again, Mike D, we appreciate the support that you've given us over the years, and just congratulations so much on getting your instrument. Now you need to fly down here to Georgia to warmer climates. Well, slightly warmer climates, but not real warmer climates.
I'm going to read this last one from Vince D. He's in Southern California. And he said, just joined. I'm SoCal Grumman and love the podcast. And my non-flying spouse does as well. Maybe I have to show some note stars, but okay.
We need proof.
Yeah. Listen, if she does, that's awesome. But
this is already sounding. Are you sure this is not like a bot or spam or something?
If you're Mrs. Grumman, write in to midlifepilotpodcast@gmail.com.
There you go.
So anyway, Vince goes on to say, I'm 55, just crossed over 300 hours, 200 plus in my Tiger, and found home with you guys. I'm 15 hours away from finishing IFR hood time, but it's been the hardest thing to complete while sorting out plane issues, but gotta get it done. Just flew from Torrance, Tango Oscar Alpha, to an air park near Tango 82, all VFR, and it was stressful doing all 1,000 miles VFR, and planning the return windows now. Any tips on finishing up this last stretch on my IFR training and check ride? So, I don't know what it's like to finish up that check ride. Brian knows somewhat. He's getting close to it. What are the tips there?
I think it's going to help that your non-flying spouse enjoys the podcast, because that means that they're enthusiastic about what you're doing as well. And I think it's just, everybody's circumstances are so unique. The prior feedback about IFR 6 and just blazing through the latter half of the requirements, and I mean, that's a great thing. I can say for me, it's been pretty exhausting. And it's been maybe kind of nice to have a little bit of some breaks. So I think everybody's got their own pace, their own time, but in terms of just tips on finishing up the last stretch, it's just maniacal determination and just sheer willpower of focus and letting a bunch of other plates. The midlife problem is there are going to be plates that fall. And you just have to go, yep, that plate's falling right now. Yep, I see that one over there. Yep, oh, that one broke. Yep, okay, there's that one. I'm just forging ahead because I've got to endure. It's like, taking enemy fire on the way in or something. You're just going to be getting kind of punched around a little bit, but you just decide. I think that'd be my only thing that I can speak to, is you just have to, by sheer stubbornness, decide to do it.
Ted, I'm sorry, but I have something to say. So our friend Ryan K has made a comment in the chat. He goes, I will testify that my non-flying wife also listens to Midlife Pilot Podcast and Opposing Bases. She learns quite a bit, and it helps her be less of a nervous flyer. So the reason I want to put the call out, Ryan and Grumman, if you come to the fly-in, I can speak for Brian's wife and mine, who will be at the event. Bring more spouses. They will be welcomed with open arms, and there will be some non-flying things for them to do. I don't know what that's going to look like, but and my wife has no idea that I'm extending this invitation to all the non-flying spouses.
Yeah.
But she would embrace that, and I'm sure they would probably have a better time than we do.
They can just go have a campfire with bundles of cash, and then when we say, "What are you doing?" It's like the same thing you're doing.
Spending less than we are.
They'll be in the museum sipping their wine and going to their craft festivals and, making their purchases.
There's a lot of really good stuff and a lot of good flying and a lot of good adventure. There's a lot of good stuff there for everybody. That's part of why we chose that location.
Yep. So
They'll be living their best life for sure. Yeah.
Can I also remind people that
Yes, please.
when you guys were 6 episodes into your reign over this podcast, episode 46, we did Flying with Spouses.
Yep.
So I encourage people to go back and listen to a primitive early version of the Ben and Ted show.
And my spouse hadn't been up in the plane at that point. So
Yeah. So, but that's a good one. I really thought that was a good one.
I know, but man, it really hurts.
Maybe we need to bring that one back around, and maybe these folks that are
Do a part two?
yeah.
Yeah, but maybe we can get Ryan. Anybody that's okay. If you are a listener and a spouse of a pilot, we would like to talk to you.
Yes.
So
That doesn't sound creepy at all.
no, not at all.
We might have to
call.
if you send in audio and tell us your experience, we might have to
That's
send
good.
out some
Yeah.
shirts. Yeah.
Send us a voicemail message to midlifepilotpodcast@gmail.com. You can just record on your phone. We'll make it sound good. We'll make you sound cool, and it'll be awesome.
Yeah. And
there will definitely be merch involved.
Yeah, we'll send you some shirts. I want to hit one Dull Geeks comment. He said, and for me, taking the break was part of the benefit of, for me, not taking the break was part of the benefit of Accelerated, not forgetting the things. I have to hit Captain Todd's comment as well. He said, I'm on the decelerated program for my instrument training. I think a lot of us are on that special track.
Well, listen, Mike Alpha Golf posted an incredibly interesting piece in our Discord about learning as it relates to brain arousal or whatever it was. There were a lot of sophomoric jokes that followed, but there was actually legitimate scientific sort of pedagogical, interesting, cool things he had to say. It was really about we need breaks, and that those things are valuable, and they actually can allow. I think I sort of see it as when the ground is saturated, it just doesn't have anywhere to go anymore. So I think it depends on who you are. Breaks can be good. It depends. We do
want to hit one more comment. So when you join us on Patreon, they'll ask you for a reason why you're joining, and then you can leave a comment. And this is one of my favorites. It's a couple of weeks old, but it comes to us from Nick M. And the reason he joined is, I'm really looking forward to all of Brian's life lessons he can teach. Aren't we all?
Yeah. Well, okay. First of all, I know Nick, and I know that this is a jab, and I'll take it. It's fine. Nick is a great guy. We were part of the same cohort in our instrument class with Erica Gilbert. So that's where Nick M comes from. But life lessons, I don't know.
Well, I got that brought me to the point. We haven't seen a Siskin jam released on YouTube in a hot minute.
You mean a video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying, inquiring minds would like to see. I know you're busy. I know you don't have a plane right now, but just saying.
Yeah,
There's gotta be footage somewhere.
let me tell you something. There's about 100 videos on my YouTube channel that hardly anyone has seen that I spent a lot of time making.
There could be one more people don't watch.
Right. So let's just, it's almost comical. But anyway,
I know.
The 1,000 that do watch it absolutely are devout fans.
the plates that I was talking about earlier, that is
one that is dropping to the ground.
Yeah, there's just sacrifices
Yeah.
everywhere. So, and then with this last week where it became, how many watts is our generator, and will a space heater keep this? How can we seal off this room? When it came, we were very lucky. We had power. We never lost power. We actually had survivor's guilt because we had power. But you're just constantly thinking this could go out any second. So I've just been in actual survival mode for the last week. And so, but thanks. I would like to make more videos. And I was talking to our friend Luke about that recently. So
Good.
anyhow,
Luke.
yeah, Luke's Landing.
All right. Anything else, gentlemen, for the better of the order? Good for the order?
Yes. For our
Yes, we do have one more.
For our live stream, live listen folks, I'm going to have a little bit of a programming note, which is the next few episodes are going to be done out of, not on the normal nights, I guess. So our next episode will be Sunday, February 8th, and the episode following that will be Tuesday, February 17th. So first one's a day early, second one's a day late. And that's just because Mondays tend to work out really well for all of us. We tend to be around, but not always. So sometimes we have to shift things around a little bit.
Very good. Gentlemen, it's been a lot of fun tonight. I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat and for contributing. Tonight's wisdom: the probability of survival is inversely proportional to the angle of arrival. I really like that one. Signing off episode 166 of the Midlife Pilot Podcast. Goodbye, everybody.